You know, I've always said that playing guitar with two hands, it's overrated. As you can probably tell, I'm faking it. I do have both of my hands available for right now. In 2 days' time, though, I'm going to be going in and having minor surgery on my right elbow, and it's going to take this arm and hand out of commission for a short period of time. That's what the doctor says, so I'm believing him, and I won't be able to use both my hands to practice guitar. But I'm not going to stop practicing. Instead, my plan is to focus on my left hand. And this is what I want to share with you today. Why would we as guitarists want to focus perhaps on one hand in isolation of the other? Well, in terms of the left hand, there are a number of good reasons. One is that as we focus on the left hand by itself, we understand more how the left hand plays a role in producing the tone of a guitar. We also can learn more about vibrato and touch and feel on the neck. And then lastly, well, that's not even lastly, another big reason is as we focus on the left hand in isolation from the right, so the fretting hand in isolation from the picking hand, sorry lefties, we can really begin to see how we can use our fretting hand, our left hand in my case, to produce and create phrasing tonalities or phrasing tones. The first thing I'd like you to do is just grab your guitar and dial up some kind of distorted tone. It is a little easier to practice with your left hand if you have some gain. You probably don't want massively heavy gain, but some gain just to provide sustain and a little more touch sensitivity. In this first exercise, I'm going to get this out of the way. There we go. In this first exercise, we're going to focus on the E note. So this is going to be your 6th string open and the 5th string on the 7th fret. And what we're going to do is just practice tapping that 5th string on the 7th fret and letting it go and working on getting a clean hammer on and pull off. And you are allowed to use your little finger to damp some of the other strings if you wish. So you can start out slow, and then you can build your tempo or your speed. And then what I want you to do is just simply, as you're tapping, add in your ring finger or your second finger, whatever is more comfortable for you. Just add in that 9th fret. And you can even add in a little bit of vibrato like I did. And just as you're playing this, just really focus in on the feel of the string against the fret. And as you're hammering on and pulling off, focus on how that hammer on and pull off really operates. If you do use your pinky finger on your left hand, I would go ahead and add in the 10th fret. Once you've got that down, you can begin to switch strings. Let me run through that a little bit slower. start adding in some slides. Another thing I want you to really focus on as you're playing with just your left hand is how you can begin and end a note. You really can control starting the vibration of a string just with your left hand. So that was the A string on the second fret, right? So that's a B. Now, you're hearing other strings vibrating in addition to the one I'm playing. That's, I'm trying to be pure here and really only use one hand, and that makes it difficult to mute other strings, right? As you normally would when you're playing with both hands. But that's okay. This lesson is just about thinking about that left hand. Here's the payoff. Once you focus on this for a while and practice it, you'll begin to utilize these techniques that you're building with one hand when you use two hands. You'll begin to stop trying to pick every string with your right hand. And you'll start picking like maybe every other note, maybe even every third note. And you'll begin to develop a more legato technique, which is kind of cool. Now, I'm not saying you shouldn't sweep pick or shred or chicken pick or whatever else you're doing with your right hand, but if you add this into your bag of tricks, it's pretty cool. You can even play chords in this fashion with just your left hand. Now, they're going to be simpler chords, but still, it's kind of cool. I had to cheat there. All right, you've taken the first step. You're learning how to isolate your left hand and build your phrasing and touch sensitivity capabilities. The next step for you is to watch my entire workshop on how to create your own unique guitar voice. I'll see you over on that video.